What if I told you that the man sleeping on that bench tonight could be worth $1 million in less than 5 years? You wouldn't believe me. Neither did he. This is not a fairy tale. This is not a Hollywood movie. This is the true story of a man who had nothing. Not almost nothing. Nothing. No home, no family, no food, no future. And what he built from that will change the way you see every single problem in your life. His name was Marcus, and at 31 years old, he was sleeping under a bridge in Chicago. Not because he was lazy, not because he didn't try, because life had hit him so hard and so many times that he had simply run out of places to stand. It had started 5 years earlier. Marcus had a job, a small apartment, a girlfriend he loved, a future he was building, brick by brick. Then the company he worked for closed overnight. No warning, no severance, just a locked door and a note. He found another job. 3 months later, that company downsized. He was the last one in, so he was the first one out. He looked for work every single day. For 8 months, the savings ran out, the rent ran out, his girlfriend ran out. She didn't leave because she was cruel. She left because she was scared. And Marcus understood. The night he lost his apartment, he sat on the sidewalk outside with one bag. Everything he owned fit in one bag. He was 31 years old, and he sat there on that sidewalk for a long time, not moving, just existing. He told me later, "I didn't feel sorry for myself that night. I felt something worse. I felt invisible, like the world was moving around me, and I wasn't even there." For 8 months, Marcus lived on the streets of Chicago. He learned every shelter, every food bank, every warm doorway. He learned which people would look at him and which ones would look through him. Most looked through him. But one morning, a man stopped, not to give him money, to talk. His name was Robert. He ran a small construction company. He sat down next to Marcus on that bench and asked him one question. "What were you before this?" Marcus looked at him and said, "An accountant." Robert was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "I need someone to look at my books. I can't pay much, but I can pay something, and I can give you a place to sleep." Marcus didn't ask why. He didn't ask for time to think. He stood up, picked up his one bag, and said, "When do we start?" The work was real. The pay was small. The room was a storage space with a mattress. Marcus didn't care. He worked harder than he had ever worked in his life. Not because he was grateful, because he was hungry. Not for food, for something he had almost forgotten he was capable of. Within 3 months, Marcus had reorganized Robert's entire financial system, saved him $40,000 in unnecessary spending. Robert looked at the numbers, then looked at Marcus, and said, "You are too good to be working for me." Marcus used his first real paycheck to rent a small room, his second paycheck to buy a cheap laptop, his third paycheck to register a business, a small accounting consultancy, 1 client, then 2, then 5. He worked from that small room 18 hours a day. He ate once a day to save money. He wore the same 3 shirts, rotating them every day for the first year. Nobody who hired him knew where he had come from. They only knew that he delivered every single time. Year 1, Marcus made $30,000. Year 2, $80,000. Year 3, he hired his first employee. Year 4, his company crossed $500,000 in revenue. Year 5, Marcus stood in his own office. Glass walls, city view, team of 12 people, a company worth over $1 million. A journalist asked him once, what was the turning point? What was the moment everything changed? Marcus thought for a long time. Then he said, it wasn't when Robert stopped. It wasn't when I got my first client. It wasn't when I crossed $1 million. The turning point was the night I sat on that sidewalk with one bag and decided that this was not my ending. That was the moment. Everything else was just what happened after. Here is what Marcus taught me. We think rock bottom is where stories end. Marcus proved it is where they begin. Not because hitting rock bottom is good, but because when you have nothing left to lose, you discover something that comfort never gives you. Clarity. When everything is stripped away, you find out very quickly what you are actually made of. And most people are made of far more than they ever knew. Marcus had nothing. No money, no connections, no safety net. He had one thing: the decision that the sidewalk was not his final address. So whatever you are facing right now, however far down you feel, however impossible the climb looks from where you are standing, remember Marcus. Remember the man on the bench. Remember that the distance between nothing and everything is not money. It is not luck. It is not connections. It is one decision made on your worst night, when nobody is watching, when nobody believes, when even you have almost stopped believing. That is the moment. That is always the moment. Subscribe. Every week, one story, one lesson, one reminder that your worst chapter is never the last one, unless you decide to stop writing.